My eyewear game has always been very weak, which is embarrassing because I spend all my time talking about style. And sunglasses are one of the most stylish things you can wear, so I needed to fix that. Naturally, like most people, I took to social media to start researching the best ones to get. There were a lot of incredible looking choices at wild price ranges, I might add. But there was one pair in particular that really caught my eye. Pardon the pun. These kept showing up over and over again, and people were extremely hyped about them. I guess you could call them viral, and they sold out in most shops. That's not usually my thing, but I really liked the look of them. They're unique, they're a bit outside my comfort zone, which I think is a good thing sometimes. So I pulled the trigger, and today I want to talk to you about what they are, and more importantly, are they worth it? Okay, I'll stop teasing you now. Here are the actual sunglasses. They're called the Addison 02 from Tom Ford. Specifically, and this is very important, they're in the black frame with the green lenses. And of course, like most things, these were popularized by a celebrity wearing them. In this case, it was everyone's favorite Jacob Elordi, and I don't say that sarcastically, by the way. Jacob Elordi has shown time and time again that he has great style. The thing that often sets him apart is that the things he wears are actually approachable and obtainable to the average person, such as his vintage pieces. So when he wears something new, people pay attention, and that's why these sunglasses got so much hype. I should say that other celebs have been wearing them as well, such as Addison and Jordan Firstman, but I think they got especially popular after Jacob Elordi was seen in them. So let's get into the details. They retail for $530 or £345 on the Tom Ford website and retailers like Net-a-Porter. But you can actually get them a lot cheaper. I got mine for £250 delivered, and they seem to be routinely on sale across various UK and European websites. American stock is a problem though. I believe they're very difficult to get hold of across the pond, and many people are having to order from Europe. That might have something to do with where these are manufactured, which is Italy. Now, from my understanding, made in Italy is a bit of a nothing statement when it comes to sunglasses. Most big brand sunglasses like Ray-Ban and Oakley are made in Italy by the same manufacturer, Luxottica Group. They've kind of hyperscaled eyewear production to a point where you don't get that special artisanal made in Italy feeling anymore. Don't get me wrong, they still produce great quality, but just nothing special. Add to the fact that Luxottica have a bit of a history when it comes to bullying and scooping up smaller brands. Long story short, people kind of dislike them. However, Tom Ford sunglasses are made in Italy by Mark Collin, and the general consensus on them seems to be that they're a smaller, more specialized manufacturer focusing on high-end luxury rather than mass production. Although last year they were bought out by Californian-based company VSP, so only time will tell what direction the brand will go in terms of eyewear. Now, if all this talk of Italy has you dreaming of travel, then you're going to want to pay attention to today's video sponsor, Saily. Saily is a worldwide eSIM service and your absolute best new travel buddy. If you haven't used Saily before, it's essentially a digital SIM card. That means you get an instant internet connection in over 200 places around the world without ever having to hunt down a physical SIM card at the airport or swap out your actual chips. You just download the Saily app, choose a data plan that fits your budget, and you're good to go. It sets up in minutes, and what's amazing is that it activates automatically the second you land, so you can avoid those insanely expensive roaming fees. Plus, they just rolled out real US phone numbers as an optional add-on. Saily even has advanced security features built right in to block malicious sites and trackers while you browse. If you have a trip coming up, don't get stuck without data. You can get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily eSIM data plans right now. Just scan the QR code on screen now or click the link in the pinned comment or in the description box below. Make sure you download the Saily app and use my code JamesLung at checkout for that discount. Thank you to Saily for sponsoring today's video. So with all that being said about made in Italy and Luxottica versus Mark Collin, are these sunglasses actually worth it? In my non-professional, very inexperienced opinion, I don't really think they are. Like I said at the beginning of the video, my eyewear game has always been very bad, so I'm not going to pretend like I know all the ins and outs of what makes an excellent pair of sunglasses. But my first impression when I removed them from their beautiful case was that they felt very thin, plasticky and cheap. Not that much different from a $1 pair of sunglasses that you'd buy from a beach vendor on holiday. Now, it's entirely possible that I'm doing them a bit of a disservice here, because they are actually made of cellulose acetate, which is a big step up from the injected molded plastic that you find in truly cheap frames. They have triple barrel hinges, which are good, even though I think 5 or 7 barrel is the gold standard. They had the signature metal Tom Ford T logo sweeping across the front and sides, which I believe is not only a design decision, but also structural in some capacity. They also have CR39 lenses, which again, are apparently quite premium. If you disagree with any of this, by the way, please do let us know down in the comments. I'm only going by what I've read. Overall though, they do just feel very lightweight, but to be fair, a lot of that probably comes down to the style and design. Which brings it on to the most important thing for me. Do they actually look good? My face shape is very narrow. I've always had difficulties in finding glasses that suit me, but these feel really good. And I think a lot of that has to do with the shape of the frames. They're obviously a very sporty shape, so they've got quite a significant wraparound design, which is something I haven't always loved the look of, and is why I say these were a bit outside my comfort zone. There's no getting away from the fact that these give off strong Ali G or Bono vibes. And once you see that, it's quite difficult to unsee it. The tinted lenses also contribute heavily to that look. These green lenses are what I think would be classed as category 1, which is basically only one step above completely transparent eyeglasses. So these are very deliberately made for low brightness situations, and your eyes are going to be pretty visible at all times, which is definitely what I wanted. They still provide 100% UV protection, but if it's really bright outside, you are going to struggle. I tried driving with these on last week when it was super sunny, and I might as well have not had them on because these do not reduce glare at all. So it's worth keeping that in mind with these glasses and any other glasses with tinted lenses. The advantage is that you can wear them indoors and at night time, which is a very Hollywood look, I will admit. However, if you consider your glasses to be part of your overall outfit, then it makes sense to keep them on all the time. These do come in other colorways with varying types of lenses, including a fully reflective polarized one, which might be better for certain people. My overall feeling though is that they're not really a classic shape. With things like Wayfarers and Aviators, you know they're never going to go out of style. And although sporty sunglasses have been around for a while, these do feel more at risk of feeling outdated in a few years' time. And like I said at the beginning, it's really unusual for me to go for a trendy pick. I usually like to stick to the classics, but I've tried many of them before and never really loved them, so this was my chance to try something different. Okay, I'm amazed how long I've been able to talk about a single pair of sunglasses. But if you're still with me, let's wrap this all up and decide if they're actually worth it or not. So obviously they're not cheap, but they're also not a crazy high price like Jacques-Marie Mage. And as I said, these seem to routinely go on sale, so you can get them a lot cheaper. They're just about at a price point where I feel comfortable wearing them out day to day. Whereas with a $1,000 pair of Jacques-Marie Mage sunglasses, I'd be on edge the whole time worrying that I would lose them. That being said, I would still love to get some Jacques-Marie Mages one day. They're definitely an eyewear grail. But yeah, the quality of these Tom Ford sunglasses is not going to stand up to those by any means. Also, I'm sure there's a lot of brands within this price range that feel way more substantial. So if you are paying full price for these, I think you might feel a little bit shortchanged. The biggest advantage of these for me is for style. I love that they give you that sporty vibe without going over the top like a pair of Oakleys, which often only look good when you're suited up on a mountain bike. These Tom Fords can easily be paired with casual and even smarter outfits. They just look very chic. Overall, if you're looking for a bit of hype and something different, and you can find these on offer, I'd say they're worth a try. If you can only find them full price, need to import them from Europe, and prefer classic shapes, I would avoid these. So there's a Tom Ford Addison review from a complete sunglasses novice. Hopefully I've done it some justice. Do let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.